Brings us to our talking point on India at 9 today. Should Deoband Vice Chancellor resign for speaking on Modi's Gujarat? That's the question we're raising. Joining us now, Amir Raza Hussain, theatre director. Also with us, Zafar Sareshwala of the Parsoli Corporation. He's a Gujarat-based businessman who's come out in support of Narendra Modi. Asauddin Owaisi, Member of Parliament from Hyderabad, and in our studio, Shabnam Hashmi, social activist who's worked tirelessly among the riot victims of Gujarat. Appreciate all of you joining us. First, I want to come to you, Mr. Owaisi. As a politician, you have been among those who've spoken out against Maulana Vastanvi. What is it that he said that offends you so much that you virtually believe he should be removed from his post? He simply spoke about the fact that Muslims should be part of the growth story of Gujarat. What was so wrong in what he said?
Rajdeep, you are not saying the whole statement which he had made. He had said that Muslims are safe in Gujarat and we should forget about 2002.
Right.
Now it makes me really upset and embarrassed, because as a Muslim, people who are fighting for the injustice that has been committed for the Muslims in Gujarat are from the majority community. Therefore, what kind of message is Mr. Vastanvi giving to people like Teesta or other people who are fighting for justice? And what would they think? Secondly, why is there a need for a religious scholar to comment on a governance issue? And he's forgetting that in Gujarat jail, there are hundreds of Darul Uloom scholars who are languishing in jail for last 7-8 years. I mean, he has never bothered and gone and visited them.
Okay.
Let me finish.
No. Are you saying that he should not have said that the people of Gujarat or the Muslims of Gujarat must move beyond 2002? You believe that is an unfortunate statement for a Muslim leader to make?
I mean, to say unfortunate would be understatement. It is highly condemnable. It is highly objectionable. How can a person who's hailing from Gujarat, maybe the Maulana is suffering from Stockholm syndrome, that Muslims are still living over there in relief camps, people are not getting justice over there, trials are being removed from the state of Gujarat to other states of our country, and then being a head of a Darul Uloom which has produced stalwarts like Anzar Shah Kashmiri and Hussain Ahmad Madni, this man speaks the language, and this is nothing but a game plan to project Modi as a Prime Minister in 2014. How can he fall in that trap? How can he be allowed to use by the Modi people?
Okay, you're saying he's been used by Narendra Modi. Zafar Sareshwala, respond to that. You're a businessman in Gujarat who at one time was a Modi critic. Now you've come out openly in support of Narendra Modi. Respond to what is being said there by Asauddin Owaisi.
I think, Mr. Asauddin Owaisi has no clue of what's happening in Gujarat. He's a rank outsider. I don't remember ever Mr. Asauddin Owaisi ever coming to Ahmedabad and meeting any riot victim.
I was there.
Let me complete, Mr. Owaisi. I did not interrupt you. No, you let me complete. Mr. Owaisi, let me complete first. No, let me complete.
Okay.
Let me complete. No, let me complete.
Okay, you made your point.
Let me complete.
Let Mr. Sareshwala speak.
Mr. Owaisi, I have not interrupted you.
Okay, speak, Mr. Sareshwala.
Mr. Owaisi, no. Please tell Mr. Owaisi to keep quiet till I speak.
Okay,
please.
Speak.
Actually, there was nothing in what Maulana Ghulam Vastanvi had said for which such a hue and cry was created.
Right.
There is a political angle by people to create such a hue and cry about his statements. It was absolutely perfect. He did not say anything untoward or which was not there in Gujarat. Now, this is a fashion today.
Are you saying you're saying Muslims are not discriminated in Gujarat? Muslims must be part of the growth story of Gujarat? That the riot victims have been treated well? Is that all that Vastanvi said you're saying is truth? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah, in fact, what Vastanvi said. First, he said that the progress which has happened in Gujarat since last 7-8 years, Muslims have also taken advantage of that, and that progress has reached even Muslims. He is absolutely correct in that statement. Also, there is no discrimination. Absolutely there is no discrimination. I am living in Ahmedabad, and Mr. Owaisi should know that Ghulam Vastanvi is handling a relief organization called Gujarat Sarvajanik since 2002, and it is one organization which has done the maximum relief work among all the victims of Gujarat.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Uwaisi, I am telling him, why has he come and seen the people who are languishing in the jails? What has he done for them?
No, hold on. This is not personal. No, let's not personalize this. I'm bringing Shabnam Hashmi.
I have to respond.
Yeah,
I have to correct this gentleman because Rajdeep, please give me half a minute. Please give me half a minute.
Go ahead.
Half a minute. Rajdeep, 18 boys are from Hyderabad. I had fought their legal case. Lakhs of rupees I have spent. I have bought them from Gujarat jail. In Baroda, when people were massacred over there, I bought people to my own hospital, treated them. Let this gentleman go on record and tell Narendra Modi to form minority commission over there, Hajj committee over there. At the least, tell Narendra Modi to take scholarship for Muslims from the central government. These three things are not done over there. This man is living in fool's paradise.
Okay.
He is a spokesperson of Narendra Modi.
Okay, point taken. You made your point. I want to bring in Shabnam Hashmi. Shabnam Hashmi, I want to bring you in because you've actually worked among the riot victims. Mr. Vastanvi, Maulana Vastanvi says, as far as relief work is concerned, it has been carried out very well by the government and the people of Gujarat. He also says the issue is almost 8 years old now and we should move forward. What he's saying is, let's not become obsessive about the riots, that there is some work which also has been done for the benefit of the community. Are you willing to give that benefit of doubt to the Maulana or to Narendra Modi for that matter?
Rajdeep, there are three kinds of Muslims in Gujarat right now. One, who have lost all hope. Secondly, who are fighting. And third, who have compromised. And it is very clear that Maulana Vastanvi and Saresh Wala, they are in the bracket of people who have compromised. One, that the government did not do any relief work for the victims. It was all done by NGOs and by Muslim organizations. Second, after 2002 till here, in 2007, there was a major massacre in Surat, not reported. I had reported it only. There were 5 villages which were burned down. In 2005, you yourself remember the Dargah riots where 25 young boys were shot.
Are you going to say that for you, Narendra Modi in the last 8 years has done nothing for the Muslims of Gujarat? Gujarat is growing at double-digit growth. The Muslims have not benefited at all from the growth. Is that what I am to understand from what you are saying?
Yes,
that Muslims are still second-class citizens in Gujarat?
Majority of Muslims have not got anything. You just need to go to any Muslim area and you would see the difference. You see the civil amenities there. You enter Johapura, there are no roads. But
the flip side of it, Amir Raza Hussain, is that is this evidence of a ghetto mindset of the Muslims, that the Muslims will feel permanently victimized and thereby will never be able to come out of the Juhapuras, out of their ghettos, if they feel? You don't believe that?
That's not true at all.
Aren't you creating a feeling of permanent victimhood?
No, not at all.
It's not a question of permanent victimhood?
Today, when Sachar committee has very clearly said that how Muslims have been discriminated against by every policy. After that, to say that Muslims have a victimhood in them, that is not true at all.
Okay, Muslims let Amir Raza Hussain respond. Amir Raza Hussain, it's being suggested by Shabnam Hashmi that there's a class of Muslim which may have benefited, but the majority have not, and therefore Maulana Vastanvi should be speaking for the majority, not for the minority Muslims.
You know, I really think the issue here sort of suddenly got confused as to what has happened in Gujarat. The issue here is the freedom of speech. Here is this poor fellow Vastanvi who is saying that let's forget the past and let's go ahead in Gujarat. I think, you know, we should welcome this kind of statement instead of pouncing on the guy. He is absolutely capable of taking his own decisions and making his own statements. Why must we jump down his throat just because he's taken over as Vice Chancellor of Darul Uloom? Now, Darul Uloom is a conservative outfit. Darul Uloom has been, for the last many years, they have discovered the power of public relations and they are going ahead and making all kinds of statements, reaching out to modern India. Now, I just hope that
Mr. Amir Raza Hussain, you need to look at the timing of the statement and you need to understand the politics in Gujarat. Why did the statement come one day before Teesta had to go to Supreme Court? There is a timing. It is well planned.
Are you saying the Maulana is an RSS agent? Are you saying the Maulana is a Narendra Modi agent? I mean, he was elected by the Deobandis
Maulana
themselves.
has definitely compromised with Modi.
You believe he has compromised with Modi? And you're saying that no Muslim organization can compromise with Narendra Modi.
Rajdeep, go to Sahafat website. You will see a poster released by Maulana just on 24th, where he is congratulating Bal Thackeray on his birthday. The thing is that he is running educational institutes. He need to be in good books of the government.
He's a businessman. He's a
businessman.
Amir Raza Hussain, quick response to that.
I really think the poor guy has, he's capable of making his own statements. I don't think the whole country should pounce on him just because he's made a few statements which some people may view as progressive, some people may view as reaching out to the majority community in Gujarat, some people may just view as forgetting the past and moving ahead.
I don't think people are pouncing on him. I don't think people are pouncing on him.
Okay, Asauddin Owaisi, is this about freedom of speech? Can there be a free debate within the Muslim community? Let's say the Maulana has ignited a debate on the Muslim relationship with Narendra Modi. Should we allow that debate to carry forward or not?
I mean, that is why we're debating over here, Rajdeep. That is why you have called me to debate about it.
Yes.
No, you know.
So why should he resign?
Please understand.
Why should he resign?
No. See, no. Rajdeep, it is. I leave it to his. I leave it to his zamir. I leave it. I leave it to his iman. I leave it to his belief and to the shura who's going to decide on 16th of February. That they have to decide. But please, God, for God's sake, understand that how can you have development? How can I be part of a development, so-called development story in Gujarat when justice has not been done to me? Justice should be done, then there should be development. And why should a Vice Chancellor of Darul Uloom Deoband comment on anything, you know, on giving a clean sheet to Narendra Modi?
Okay.
Why is it that
Zafar Sareshwala respond to this? The fact is, a majority of Muslims still live in ghettos in Gujarat, whether it's Juhapura or other parts.
No, Rajdeep, this is devoid of fact.
Zafar Sareshwala, is it not true that justice has still not been provided to the victims of the riots? Till that sense of justice is provided, there will be a feeling of discrimination and alienation. How do you end that?
No, Rajdeep, for that I have an answer for that. That look, regarding the justice, there are democratic institutions of our country which are taking care of that. Supreme Court has appointed special investigation team. There is a commission. Supreme Court has taken certain cases outside the state of Gujarat. So let that happen. But do you mean to say that when the whole of Gujarat is progressing, the Muslims should remain in that victim-centric mentality and they should not be part of that progress? The progress has happened in Gujarat. It is happening now. And why Maulana should not have his views? I mean, why a religious leader should not have views? We are living in a democratic society.
Asauddin Owaisi, why can't he have his views?
Absolutely.
Why can't the Maulana have his views? You can disagree with them.
I don't think anyone is saying that he cannot have his views.
No, but
of course he has
the way he has been targeted.
No, I don't.
He has been targeted.
Rajdeep,
he's been virtually forced to resign.
No, that is between him and Darul Uloom. The thing is that if he makes a statement which is problematic, then people are going to react.